Did you hear about that ship that was used as a detention center? And did you hear about that ship that delivered the A-bomb which killed tens of thousands of civilians? Or how about the ones that attacked Pearl Harbor and were responsible for the start of the war? The fact of the matter is, you can scrutinize every single warship in history, and I'm fairly certain someone can find a reason to be against their inclusion in World of Warships based on what they did. When you get down to brass tacks, the entire Kriegsmarine was a weapon of the Nazis. We know what they were responsible for, don't we? Even the USS Arizona was not immune to controversy upon its release. Many thought it should have been left alone as it was somehow sacred. That, however, has blown over. I'm sure if my grandfather were still here, he'd be shocked to see me parading around in IJN or German ships. He was, after all, a forward artillery observer in World War II. Actually, I don't think he'd care. He had thicker skin than that and was very pragmatic. I share that same pragmatism, and I know enough to understand a few very key things. 1. This is a game about historical ships. 2. History, I hate to break it to you, is ugly. 3. Warships are merely tools of human beings. 4. Human beings are capable of very bad things. I know every single one of those statements is absolutely shocking. Some might be hearing that for the first time. Yes, Nueve de Julio was used during the Argentinian Dirty War to imprison political dissidents. This happened at the very end of her tenure as a commissioned ship. She had largely fallen into disrepair by that point and was scrapped shortly after this horrible chapter of her history. She just happened to be there when the junta showed up and was converted for their purpose. Many of you did not know this. Many of you only recently found out. Some of you care. Some of you don't. This is the same with most ships. However, just as with most warships, many Argentinians are split on the ship as well. Some had relatives that were victims. Some are just happy to have a ship representing their country, regardless of its final history. Other players smell blood in the water and love controversy, and are willing to lash out at wargaming for any reason they can, whether they care or not. I have empathy for those in Argentina who might be offended by the ship because they had families affected. To them, I say don't buy it. I'm happy for those in Argentina who are also happy because they now have representation. Enjoy buying and playing it. It's a good ship. For everyone else involved, I'll give you the same advice. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Again though, this is a game about ships in history. They all have pasts, some more dubious than others, but you can't start picking and choosing what makes a ship better or worse. And let's be honest, this completely ignores the thousands of people that claim that somehow having anime related to World of Warships promotes pedophilia. This is where you want to draw the line? This whole thing reminds me of that poor high school girl who wore a traditional Chinese dress to prom. Silly Americans reacted with fury, deriding her as a pariah. Meanwhile, actual Chinese in China no less, thought the outfit was awesome and commended her choice for showing Chinese culture in an awesome way. I know plenty in Argentina that are perfectly fine with Nueve de Julio in-game. The ship in-game is depicted from a positive part of its career. I care more about what they say about the ship than the Americans and Europeans that had no clue this ship existed, let alone its history, until just a short time ago. We love giving Fs about things we have no business giving Fs about. It's become the American way. Anyhow, Mahatma Gandhi said, "What difference does it make to the dead, the orphans, and the homeless, whether the mad destruction is wrought under the name of totalitarianism or the holy name of liberty and democracy?" The same goes for this ship and this game. What difference does it make if the ship was used for just purposes or unjust? It's a piece of history. We shouldn't be forgetting history. And look what it's done. It's brought up something many of you did not know about, for better or for worse. Stop making a mountain out of a molehill and play the bloody game. Or don't. I'm getting Boise because she was a USN legend. I don't care if you get the Nueve de Julio because it's your money and it's a ship in a game. Anyhow, these are my views on the ship and how I feel. I do want to know how you feel though. Are you okay with this? Are you cool with Nueve de Julio? Are you from Argentina? Because I want to hear from you as well. Tell me if you're not cool with it. Anyhow guys, thanks.